Well, it's been over a year now since I installed this SMI brake system, my little Honda Fit, which I love the idea of it. I like it because it's nice and small. It's got one glaring problem, and disappointing too, because it comes with a 5-year warranty. Well, they say it's a 5-year warranty. So just a little after a year, this cable broke. You see, I've had to cobble it back together. See, you've got this little air cylinder that pulls your brake down. Well, of course, when you're not using when you're not towing behind the RV and you're using the car daily, every time you push that down, that cable flexes and flexes. Of course, any steel cable, you flex it enough, and eventually it breaks. Of course, and that's what happened to mine. So I thought, well, no problem. I've only had it a little over a year. I'll just call the manufacturer and they'll send me a new cable or fix it or do something. But they say no, it's not covered in warranty. They say this is a normal wear item. So I suspect they want you to, and on top of that, if I send in the cylinder, it's like $100 for them to repair it. They won't just send you a cable. They say, well, for $100, we'll put a new piece of cable on there for you and send it back. So I'm going to be looking at $100 every year and a half or year and a couple of months. So I thought that's going to get pretty expensive. So I'm going to take it apart myself, see if I can't replace the cable myself or come up with a better way. The whole idea of this, mounting it to the, it's just asking for trouble. I mean, it's just been. So I'm going to look at the idea of maybe running the cable through the firewall, that it'd extend through the other side, so it would eliminate the kinking of the cable and get longer life out of it. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to start taking it apart and see what I can come up with. See if I can't make a little bit better mousetrap. Okay, I got this little booger apart. And it took a little thinking. It was a little pain too. First of all, if you shove the wire back up in there, the shaft will extend out this other end. Normally there's a little nipple, that's where the air line goes in. But on top of that shaft is a little bitty clip. See that thing? It's a pain to get off because you can barely get a hold of it. Well, I finally did it. I found me a pair of pliers that had a real close machined in on the tip. So I was able to get a hold of it and give it a twist. Finally pop it off. But you just can barely get a hold of that thing. So I got that done. And then I loosened up this right here. You just twist off. And then once you do that, the cable and the little shaft comes out. Now, I gotta see how to get this cable out. See if I can find a replacement cable. That's the next trick. So let's keep taking it apart. Okay, so here's the tricky part. I unscrewed this little piece, came right off. So here's the tricky part. It's got that little ball that's crimped on into this tiny little wire. So, and you can see what I got on. I had to, actually this happened to us while we was out west. The cable broke on me and had no brakes or no brake assistance. So in order to fix it, I stopped by at a Lowe's and got these little wire clamps and kind of cobbled that together just so I could get my brakes working again. But so now, because I found this wire, this is wires, I believe it's 250-pound strength, like aircraft cable, very strong, small wire. But I got to come up with an ideal. If I do get the wire, how am I going to crimp a ball on the end of it? Don't know. See what I do. I might call the manufacturer again, see if they won't sell me this wire, but not expecting much luck with that, but I'll try. Well, good news. I called actually the new company because it was SMI. SMI was been sold out to DEMCO, or DEMCO bought SMI, which turns out is a good thing because DEMCO, I got to talk to a fellow there by the name of Carter, a very nice fellow, and I explained to him a situation that, when I first got it, a little after a year, this cable broke and I wasn't happy with it, and I called the original company and they wasn't going to do anything about it. It's going to cost me $100 to get this cable repaired. They wanted me to send them this cylinder, and I wasn't about to do that. I figured I could do it myself. So before I got on the internet to track down a cable, I called them, talked to Carter and explained to him, and he made an exception and sent me a cable. So it is no charge. And I did notice this. Check out, the new cable is actually bigger. Let me get my calipers out here. So you see the old cable, the original cable that come out of it, about 62 thousandths. But now the new cable, we're up to 90 thousandths. So that should hold up better. I will have to modify the air cylinder slightly. I'll have to drill out this hole so this bigger cable will slide through it. And then I'm going to try to work up a plan, some kind of design, so this cable will no longer kink. It'll remain straight every time the cylinder, or every time I depress the brake pedal. So that's my challenge tonight, after I get this together, see if I can't come up with a plan. Let's see how it works. Let's proceed. Well, here's a little tip. That little bitty clip is very small and very tedious to get off, very tedious to get on. So I was thinking to myself, now, I do this a lot now, the motor. As I'm doing something, I ask myself, how many ways can this go wrong? So I was about to put that clip on. I said, that thing, if I slip, that thing goes flying off in this garage, and you can see my garage. You know, I'd never find it in all this mess. So I thought to think of a way, so how can I, if it goes flying off, how can I find it? So I found my piece of cardboard, and I put this like this. So that's how I sat here with a screwdriver. I used a screwdriver to open up the clamp and ease it down over, and tapped on it with my pliers here, and eventually got it into place. But luckily it didn't take off flying, but if it did, I was somewhat prepared. Hopefully it wouldn't have got far and I would have been able to find it. So alright, got the clip on. I'm going to put that back together in the cylinder and get it in the car. Well, let me show you what I've done so far. So you can see I've drilled a hole. It's about a 3/8 hole through the firewall. I got the cable run through there. Of course you can't leave that because that sharp metal would quickly damage that cable. But the whole goal is to keep that cable from kinking up. Before, the original design had it bolted right to the firewall, and every time you push on the pedal, the cable would bend and flex until it eventually broke. Okay, now with my design, it'll never bend again. Every time I push on the pedal, the cable will just push out through the firewall nice and straight. And here's my little devices I've got to do this with. I've come up. This here is just simple PEX line that you'll find underneath any kitchen sink. And I've cut off a little short piece. So and it's made out of PEX, like a hard plastic. So I will put that on the back side through the firewall. So the cable will run in and out of that. And you see I've got this little washer with a small hole in it. I'll have it back here. The cable will run through that. Then I got this clamp. So I'll put all this together, and we'll shortly be able to do some tests and see if it really works like I think it's going to. Let me show you what it looks like on the front side. So you can see the hole I drilled through the firewall. That's where the cable's going to come out. And of course, keep in mind, anytime you're drilling holes in your car, keep in mind of where that drill bit's going and what's on the opposite side. Because I had to do some careful measurements. What I did, I had some little spot welds I was able to look at, and I was looking at the spot welds from this side and from the inside and measured over from the spot welds, so I knew exactly where to drill. So I knew that the drill bit wasn't going to go in the back of a brake line or ABS module or back of a computer. You could really have a bad day if you drilled through something like that. Cost yourself a whole bunch of money. So look before you drill for sure. Alright, let's go put this together and do a test. Okay, I was going to show you this shot here, get an idea. So now what's going to happen when I push on the brake pedal, you can see this cable, it'll just pull straight forward past the firewall, nice and smooth. Won't be hanging up on anything, won't be kinking. So I think it's going to work out just dandy. Alright, come over to the other side. And now you can see from the brake side how that works. Push it straight. That cable should last from now on. So I'm just going to hook up my air line and do that actual test with the cylinder. See how it works. Well, this upgrade is finished, and I think it'll be a success. You can see how the cable works now with the engine running and normal driving. push it down, the cable just pushes through the firewall. It doesn't kink anymore, so I won't get no more breakage. And then when the RV is in tow mode, I got my little switch right here. I can manually activate it. So if we're driving down the road and the RV applies the brakes, it'll do this. So, I think it'll work well. So, I was going to talk about how this little tow package works. It works really good for a small car, because otherwise, got those big boxes. You sit down here and it activates your brake. Then when you're not using it, you got a small car, you got to store that thing somewhere. But this thing, once it's all put in, it's out of the way. It's compact. You can see right there's like a little compressor, which is pretty dirty. I need to clean it up. But been using it now for 2 years, and I've got the cable upgraded. I'm going to like it much more. I don't think we'll have any more maintenance issues with it. So if you got a small car, that SMI stay and play makes a great upgrade for a small tow vehicle. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.